And we are live. Are we live? Live and direct? I don't even know if we got the right microphone settings. Let me check real quick. Inputs, test speaker. Yeah, I don't need to hear this. Nobody needs to hear this. I already know what I'm saying. All right, so let's just get on with it, man. Today is National Turn Down the Music Day. It's really loud. Hopefully the microphones aren't picking that up too badly. See if we can sort that out. It's not working. Anyway, welcome to my life. So today is March 25th, and it is National Lobster Newburg Day. If you don't like lobster, you can say happy birthday. It's my personal holiday. National Von Joseph Day. Oh boy. Anyway, so mark that on your calendars for next year. You can hit the Cash App down there, # V3TV UK, # as in UK, #, not the hashtag. Anyway, moving right along, what are we going to get into today in this half an hour that I get to spend with you people today? Let's just see what we can find, see what people are talking about, and go with that. Florida mom wore boxing glove to school and punched a student. That's the first story, and it don't look like it's going to get any better than that. Is it possible? Oh, dear. Unlivable digital Mars house sold for $500,000. That one might be interesting. Water leaks from Mars into space. Yeah, okay. Wine tasters test wine that stayed in space. That'd be interesting because it alters, chemical alterations take place. I know things change with your DNA when you're in outer space. There we go. I know that your physiological makeup changes when you're in outer space, so I wonder if it changes the wine. I was reading an article years ago about the pharmaceutical companies funding or contributing to the space program so that they can get their pharmaceuticals in outer space and grow them in outer space to see, I don't remember. It's weird stuff going on. Vaccinated Americans can get freebies like donuts and beer. Now it's all worth it. Now risking your health, your life means just a little bit more. If you don't take your vaccine in America, you're not going to get free beer and donuts. You're just not going to do it. Those are the articles we'll hit today. Deadly sexy husband's obituary by his smoking hot wife went viral. Who cares? NASA, who cares? All right, let's get to this Florida woman bullshit. Excuse my French. So Florida mom wore boxing gloves to school. It says boxing glove. Like she went in there with one glove. I think I would be a bit more concerned about somebody that showed up anywhere, school or otherwise, with one boxing glove on, especially if it's the right hand boxing glove, which is the dominant hand for most people. Because you know something's about to kick off. If somebody shows up with just one boxing glove, they're looking for that one person that they're going to super sock. So apparently, a woman attacked a student at Dupont Middle School with a boxing glove. Oh, come on. Super glued to her hand. She's obviously being charged with child abuse. After the mother and daughter had a meeting with the vice principal, the pair allegedly left together from the cafeteria where they found and attacked the victim. The school safety officer intervened after being alerted to the fight on the school radio, and the Duval County School Police arrested the mother on the scene. Oh, my God. Florida, you never cease to amaze me, Florida. It is unbelievable. So, according to police, it happened on probably a week ago, it looks like, because it said Thursday. That's today. This woman's 34. And her 8th grade daughter met with the school principal. So if her daughter's in the 8th grade, that means her daughter's probably, 14, 15, 16, so about 14 years old. So she's a young mom. She probably had her kid when she was about 20. And according to witnesses, the daughter threw several punches at the victim after pushing her down to the floor. The mom joined in the assault after another witness reported spotting the boxing glove attached to the mother's left hand. How did they know it was superglued? Why would you superglue that? If that is true, automatically you know something's not right with this person. Who needs to superglue? How do you superglue a fabric or a leather to your hand? This got me contemplating all this stuff that's really not important. What is important is that this woman attacked a child, a 14-year-old child. That little girl's parents must be livid. Now, do they fight back? Do the mom retaliate? Because I would have to say, if you attacked my kid and you're an adult, I'm looking for you. I'm definitely looking for you. I think I would struggle to leave it in the hands. And it's kind of like when you see, and this is obviously way worse, but when you see a courtroom setting and a family member of a victim is coming up to give a statement, you know, when they're just about to sentence this person that's on trial, and then the person, you know, lunges at the plaintiff, tries to do damage or worse. That's kind of what this reminds me of, or what this scenario reminds me of, what I would do. Because, I mean, it's your child, right? And the schools aren't going to likely do anything. They'll suspend the kid because the kid was fighting. I'm still tripping on this super glue. I wonder if it was that Gorilla Glue. They must be up to something. People are gluing their hair to their heads, boxing gloves to their fists. That shit's wild, man. But again, it's Florida, so I expect nothing but the best from Florida. Nothing but the best. Apparently the meeting was about her daughter who had hostile outbursts at another student. So this is coming from the home. And this is where we really get down to knowing that parents are the biggest influence on their children's behavior, their views, and to deny that is absurd. So hopefully this woman gets some time. If she's married, her husband needs to get his ass kicked. Even if he didn't know, he needs to, because you can't, I don't know, I'm saying things I probably shouldn't say. Because I know I worked as a bouncer, and a lot of times if there was a woman going crazy, the bouncers would jump on the boyfriend because they can't beat up the girl. But I'm assuming that this young girl that got beaten up by the mom has a mom as well. And hopefully she deals with it a little bit better than this Edith Riddle woman did. So congratulations, Edith Riddle. If this was the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne, he would definitely be giving this woman Donkey of the Day. I wouldn't even be surprised if it is Donkey of the Day or has been at some point during the week. Anyway, moving on. Edith Riddle. What a lousy person. Unlivable digital Mars house sold for $500,000. I don't even know what to think about this. So an artist has sold her virtual house as a digital file. So it's a digital file for $500,000. And there were bids placed on this it was an online trading thing. I don't know what NFT is, but that's where the bids were done through. And apparently other famous personalities and companies are also joining the craze, selling random items such as Twitter founder's first tweet, Elon Musk's techno song as NFT. I don't know what NFT is. But why would you buy the founder of Twitter's first tweet? You don't own it. It's just a thing that exists. So this house was owned by and sold by an artist named Krista Kim. The house is part of a new online trading phase. What did I say it was? NFT. Sold as a digital file, kind of like Bitcoin. So buyers are swapping something called NFTs, which are totally unique unlike Bitcoin. So a purchaser, I do speak English, is the only one in the world with the thing that he or she bought. I was hearing about this earlier on a different podcast where this is actually becoming a big thing. I still don't know what NFT means. It doesn't say in this article, at least as I skim through it and try and talk at the same time. So Elon Musk is selling his techno song as an NFT, and non-wearable Gucci trainers, which are sneakers, tennis shoes to you Americans, are also being sold by Gucci itself. Why would you buy non-wearable shoes? What is the purpose of this stuff? I don't understand this. Something really expensive was sold recently, and I can't remember what it was, but it was like not even something tangible, and it was just like millions. It was ridiculous. Apparently, this woman says, this artist, Krista Kim, foresees that people will start living in an augmented reality in the near future. So apparently this house file can be updated or uploaded into 3D worlds to experience it, and it can be explored using VR goggles. Now, see, that's kind of cool. That is really cool, actually. I think we're going into a new arena of technology, things that are just going to be, you're either going to be able to be down with it. Like a lot of this stuff, this is what they were saying on the program I was listening to or watching about these sort of things. They're making it so that you can't afford stuff. So this is something that the ultra wealthy can have, and people like myself and probably people like the few people that are listening or watching this are as well. You can't afford a $500,000 virtual house. Now, the virtual house is one thing, but the ability to be able to implement it into some sort of usable space, whether it be through VR or whatever else they come up with down the line in the future, is where the have and the have-nots are going to be really separated. And we're going to be fighting to get some things, kind of like Ready Player One, that film, where everyone's in these virtual worlds and everyone's trying to get these coins, and you die, you lose them, and so on and so forth. But the ability to own something that nobody else has, we talked about this on one of the Thoughts from LA to the UK podcast. Check that out, v3tv.uk, or wherever you listen to your podcasts, obviously. But we were talking about a pair of President Barack Obama's Nikes. It was like the second pair made, because the first pair I think they gave to him, and this was the only other pair ever made. So they had like 44 on the side because that was the number of president he was, and probably has the American seal on it or something like that. And they were going for like tens of thousands. And one of the panelists on the pod was like, I would never want that. And my argument was, I would want that if I were a collector of things, like cool things. And I can understand why somebody would want that. But to me, and I agree with what he was saying, but at the same time disagree, because I understand the desire to collect things. But for me, it's not about these sneakerheads like Jamie on Joe Rogan podcast. This guy has like a insane amount of tennis shoes, like maybe thousands of pairs or something. Or maybe that was a guy that was on their show who was a total sneakerhead. That I don't see that's a hobby that you collect. Like I collect watches. I've got like 30 some odd watches. Most of them are cheap. Most of them, they're just things that I've liked and thought was cool. But what I was talking about on the collection side of things is more like going somewhere cool. You went to Egypt, and I recovered this piece of the Great Pyramid, something like that. Or I went to this country, and here's a tribal mask from the Goli, warrior tribe. And, that is what I like to collect. Stuff like that's unique. Like, I don't know if you can see behind me, my big juice carton head's in the way. You can't see it because the plant's in the way. But that vase right there is from, Kenya. And that terracotta soldier is from China. You know, so those types of things that I have that are cool to me that nobody else has. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, interesting stuff. Hopefully it becomes something that everybody can have, because everybody should be able to have stuff. I don't think that, you know, this world is great when you have people that are only people, certain people are allowed to have certain things. Let's just all live and have fun. It's like, we're only here for a short time. It's definitely finite, man. We're here for, if you're lucky, 80 and 90 years. Some people far, far less, you know? Anyway, moving on. Vaccinated Americans can get freebies like donuts and beer. Oh, gee, Monetti. I saw where Krispy Kreme, here, actually, it's right here, too, says, we'd like to show support for those who have received the COVID vaccine. Starting today, bring your vaccine card to Krispy Kreme and get one free original glazed donut. No charge. Wow. And they're going to run this through the end of the year. So you got all year to get your vaccine and go get your free donut. That's all worth it now. Come on. McDonald's and Tyson Foods are also offering their workers paid time off to get their shots, which, as you should. They're food service industry people. I mean, of all people I want clean, it's the people that are handling my food. So if you get your shot, keep your evidence of your immunization in mint condition. You can get all these freebies. You can probably, and I think they're going to probably start making it so that there are benefits to getting these COVID vaccines. In Cleveland, Ohio, there's a brewery that's offering beer for 10 cents for the first, that's nonsense, for the first 2,021 people that can show their completed COVID vaccine card. You should do that for everybody. The beer on tap, I mean, that's a lot of beer, but Uber and Lyft are offering free rides for people to get their vaccine, to get to the vaccine sites. And Publix, it's a supermarket chain, they're offering each of their employees $125 gift card if they get vaccinated. So we have all these incentives in place to get vaccinated. I still wouldn't get vaccinated. Oh, Walled Lake, Michigan. Okay, all right. So, all right, here's a good one. Right as I'm about to say what I won't do, here's a good one that will make a lot of people change their minds potentially. So if you're over 21, only in Michigan. I love being from Michigan. Well, I'm from New York, but I'm really from Michigan. There's a place called Greenhouse Dispensary of Walled Lake, Michigan. Walled Lake's not that far from where I grew up. And it says Dispensary Greenhouse of Walled Lake in Michigan has a Pot for Shots program. That's what we're naming this podcast. Pot for Shots. Pot for Shots program that will last until the end of the month. That's in a couple days. That's a shame. It offers a free pre-rolled joint for those who choose to get the COVID vaccine and show their proof of vaccination. U-Baked Cannabis Company is providing the pre-rolls for the program. I love that shit. That is perfect. So all ends of the spectrum. Hey, it's full circle, right? Lyft will give you a ride for free to get your vaccine shot. You don't have to pay to get there. Call Uber or Lyft. They'll take you there for free. You get your shot. Then they have to bring you home. Hey, can we stop by Krispy Kreme's right quick? You stop by Krispy Kreme, get you a free donut, go have a beer for 10 cents. Oh, these are in different states, though. But you can still get the Krispy Kreme. You go get you a donut, and then you go get you a joint. All for free. Go home, get stoned, eat a donut, and then go take a nap because you're going to have a long day ahead of you tomorrow after you've had your shot anyway, so you might as well unwind and relax. I don't think that we can possibly follow up this story with anything better. Schoolboy forced to miss weeks of class after 5 pairs of shoes deemed unacceptable. I was interested in that, but it's not enough. There's no way that's going to out-trump free weed and donuts. That's incentive. I don't like that the Deliveroo boss is making $500 million, as many riders apparently are struggling on less than minimum wage. How are you even giving them minimum wage, Deliveroo? I mean, in America, we rely heavily on tips. If you've seen Reservoir Dogs, you know this. So as a waiter, you can make decent money as a service industry. I tipped the guy yesterday, came and brought me food. I ordered some food. I tipped him, and when I was in Ukraine filming something a couple weeks ago, and I would tip them, they were like, you gave me too much money. So in Europe, it's different. So I don't expect them to be paid less than minimum wage with an expectation to offset that shortfall with tips from people that are being, having their food delivered. And there is a section on there for tip the driver, tip the restaurant. Because when I was in London, I saw that on the thing. But even then, they make £1 maybe. I'll tip you. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff on here to talk about. We have to go in on this tomorrow. Britney Spears begs court to replace dad Jamie with mentor as head of conservatorship. That's an interesting story all in and of itself. Anyway, Deliveroo, I'm over this. This is exactly what I was just talking about with the $500,000 virtual house. And I can't afford that. You can't afford that. And even if there is only one, even if there's 1 million of them, I still can't afford it. Even at 50,000, well, I can't buy a 50,000 virtual house. I'll buy a real one. Tangibility. Anyway, Deliveroo, come on, you guys, stop being greedy. Let's let more people enjoy life, or at least struggle through it a little less. What are you doing with $500,000? Okay, fine. I don't know how many people are at work for Deliveroo, but or how the finances work. I had a partner who just actually sent me a birthday message because it's my birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you. Not that you're listening. But she owns businesses, and she's got that brain where I've got that worker brain because I've never owned a proper business like she has, where you have people that work for you. A sole proprietorship isn't quite the same thing. She owns business. And then I remember sitting in Spain. We were at her villa in Spain, and the house next door was being built, like from the ground up, waterfall, and it was dope. And I was like, those people aren't making shit for money. They're going to sell that house for however many millions. Those people are probably making X amount of dollars for the whole project. And the woman, and this is what my partner did, she worked in property development. So I know what they're doing as far as what they're clearing, what they're investing and so on. I get a little idea. But her argument was, and it's valid, is I'm taking all the risk. So because what if the house doesn't sell? We were surrounded by houses that were half finished for years and years, because when the markets crash, people, they couldn't get any more money to finish projects, etc. So she says, I'm taking all the risk. I've got a $5 million house for sale. I got to hope to sell it, and recover my money and then pay everybody. I get what's left, right? So I have to pay them to build it regardless. What if it doesn't sell for years and I still have to pay the mortgage? I get all that. I get it. But when you're making $500 million, you can afford to pay these people minimum wage. Minimum wage, Chris Rock said this. I'm not stealing his stuff. Minimum wage says that your boss would like to pay you less, but he can't because it's against the law. That should give you an idea of how much that person or persons care about you as an employee. You're just an ant. Not even, because ants are on a team. They work for a bigger, well, they're kind of like us. You're just an ant, and they'll get a different ant, to carry the stuff from the picnic back to the anthill. But it's sad. It's, it is what it is. This world is very complex, and it just isn't that easy. It's not as easy as saying we're going to raise the minimum wage to a livable wage and give everyone $15. That's an argument or discussion I love to have. People love to argue that point, that they should be able to get that. I like to argue the point that McDonald's isn't the place to be working when you're 30 years old, asking if you want to supersize that. It's a basic place to learn how to do a schedule and turn up on time and interact with people. So anyway, I'm gone on overtime because I just did. So thanks for listening, you guys. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and you're listening. Please leave a comment. If you're watching on YouTube or any of the other video platforms, please, thumbs up and all that stuff. I'm not going to say hit the bell and do all that crap that everybody, to do that. If you want to do it, you'll do it. You don't need me to tell you. But I do ask you to rate it and subscribe so that we can keep the numbers going. I've had to reset all the show channels. Everything's new. Everything's different. Quite certain everything from Facebook to Instagram was shadow banned. We started having good momentum, and then all of a sudden no more followers. People weren't responding to messages. They weren't seeing the things. You put up one conspiracy theorist guy who thinks the earth is flat. Next thing you know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Support us on the Cash App. V3 #V3TV UK, not $, UK. It's the UK £. Just like the website, v3tv.uk. If you have any show ideas, give us a shout. If you want to come on the show and talk to me and say, hey, you're an idiot, give me a shout. Love to have you on. I love it. So thanks for listening, and let's get this birthday party started right. What's up? Peace.